Yes. Thank you. It's been a long time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I know it's been a while. It's been a while. It has been a while. It has been a while. Yes, it has been a while. Still busy, but I have this time where I can, shine the light on this worthless dog culture that doesn't, you know, um, it's not seeming to get any better. Still have the attacks, still have the doofus dog owners, we still have the maulings, the complaints, dogs in shopping carts, dogs in grocery stores, dogs in malls. This dog nuttery is getting out of hand. And the dog nutters are going to be like, hey, it's not changing. Just give up and just accept it. No, I'm not going to accept your dog nuttery. I'm not going to accept it. That's just stupid. That's coward. That's insecure. That's being whack, being a wimp. And all those characteristics we can place on these dog nutters. We can place it on these pitbull nuts, on these bully tars, because a lot of them are cowards, a lot of them are insecure, a lot of them are weak, a lot of them are mindless, a lot of them are psychopaths. They just go along with this dog nuttery just because they're dogs. They fail to see. Oh, my volume is good. They fail to see how dangerous and especially how worthless these dogs are. It is October, and that means it is it's Pitbull Awareness Month. And I ask, what's the point? What is the point of this month if people are still getting killed and mauled and being placed in danger by these worthless mutts? This month is worthless. I mean, the pitbull nuts already say their talking points year round, and you know the usual. It's blame the owner, blame the end of the lead or the leash. So why even have a month? Is there any point even having a month? Because they're just going to be repeating the same nonsense in every month anyways, while more and more people are getting killed by these dogs. And these attacks have been happening, most likely before the 1800s, but they have been going on, at least they've been recorded since 1833. 1833, these attacks have been occurring all around the world, but specifically this is an American site, but they've been happening all around the world. Doesn't matter what country, the race, the language you speak, the type of bully breed, these attacks continue to happen, and they've been happening at least since the 1800s. So we cannot keep saying it's not the dog. It's not the dog. When since the 1800s they have been killing children, babies, adults, even their own owners. And it's probably more than this. Well, the record stands right now at, wait, I'm going to refresh it to see if it may have went up. But okay, so it's still at 766. Man. And you put into account that a lot of these attacks consist of multiple pit bulls. Multiple, not just one, multiple. Multiple. So that means these dog nuts, pit nuts, are hoarding multiple pit bulls in their home. And they're allowing them to attack people. Doesn't make sense. And a thought came to me. A thought came to me is that, some of these pit nutters or dog nuts, um, they may say they get dogs for safety. They say they're going to get dogs for safety because they're, again, obviously they're afraid of what's going to happen from the outside. So they get these pit bulls and they place these dogs inside the home for safety. They place these dogs next to their children, their infants, on their bed. And they will say that they have these dogs for safety, for guarding. That doesn't make sense. Because now you have a dangerous mutant, a dangerous species in your home. And then when you're getting attacked by that same dangerous species, you're going to be running outside where you feared. That's the reason why you got the dog, because you feared of the outside. So after the dog is attacking you, or during the dog's attacking you, you're going to run outside for safety. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make sense. Dog culture, pit culture. It's not supposed to make sense. It is for the dumb people. You have to be dumb. You have to lack intelligence to be a dog nutter or a pit nutter. And that's not to say some of these pit nutters are probably more intelligent than me in let's say math or science. They probably know a lot of things, but you're still dumb enough to own a dog. Yeah, so October is Pitbull Awareness Month. It's celebrated every October, and it's funny how they want to celebrate this month on the month of Halloween, a month of, the scary horror stuff, the month of October. And you have pit bulls. Pitbull Awareness Month in the same month. It's kind of ironic. And, there are posts out there that say pit bulls are not monsters. Let's see. Pit bulls are not monsters. Pit bulls aren't monsters. And the thing is, monsters are not real. They're not real. Pit bulls, monsters are not real. Pit bulls are. Dogs are. And this is just my take. Dogs are more horrifying. Pit bulls are more horrifying than actual monsters because monsters are not real. But the pit bull, the dogs actually do exist, which make dogs far worse, more scarier than actually these monsters, because in reality, these pit bulls are actually killing people. They're mauling our children, but we cannot say that for fairy tale monsters. We can't say that for the boogeyman. How many times has the boogeyman ever killed someone? How many times has a ghost ever killed someone? How many times has a Godzilla ever killed someone? How many times has King Kong ever killed someone? How many times has a Thanos actually killed someone? And it is zero because they don't exist. But what does exist are dogs. And they're the ones actually killing real life people. This is not a fairy tale, people. This is not a myth. This is not a folklore. This is not the Bible. This is real life of actual real people being killed by these real dogs. When I say real dogs, I don't mean real as in like a wild dog. I mean real dog as we could actually see these dogs. We could smell these dogs. We can feel the pain from these dogs. We can hear them. We can even touch them, even though I would never want to touch them, but we can touch them. So that's how we know they're real. We know the characteristics of these things. These things, especially pit bulls, they have these big blockheads. We see them. These nasty, ugly-ass faces, we see them. They have worthless 4 legs, nasty-looking paws, a deranged tail. They have these weird colors that do absolutely nothing. They have these, premature faces, as if these things popped out early. So we know that these dogs are real. So we cannot compare pit bulls to monsters. They're not monsters. They're dogs. They're pit bulls. They're worthless mutts. That's what they are. And again, this is a worthless month. Not in the month per se of October, but the fact that Pitbull Awareness Month, the Pitbull awareness, it's worthless because we are still having, in this month of awareness, people are still getting killed. And like I said, it's not just by one pitbull. They have multiple, like this one, 3 pitbulls attacked by 2 pitbulls. 2 pitbulls. 2 pitbulls. 2 Rottweilers. See, it's not just one. It's multiple of these dogs that are killing people. We have this month, but what is happening actually? Like, what is actually happening? Are changes being made for the safety of people? I don't know, because as far as I know, nothing's happening because people are still getting killed. And these pit bull nuts are still using the same talking points of blaming the owner. And as we know, these things have been killing since the 1800s. Probably longer than that, but recorded. So this month is pretty worthless. Worthless. Yeah, as we can see in the stats, this is from 2005, 2010, 2011 to 2017. This is on dogbites.org. I'm trying to look for like updated stats like this, but never really find them. But nevertheless, this is a good outline of what's occurring with these pit bulls. And these pit nutters will say, "Oh, pit bulls are not the only one that attacks." Obviously, pit bulls are not the only ones that attack. Obviously, we can see that right here. There are other charts of other dogs attacking. I'm not oblivious to that. But the fact remains that these dogs are most likely, and they do attack the most. Look at the stats. And they're going to bring, chihuahuas. When have you ever heard of a chihuahua killing someone? There are 2 counts of it, but each and every time the chihuahua was accompanied by a bully breed. When that pit bull killed someone. I'm going to bring up a chihuahua. These people nuts are going to compare a chihuahua. I hate all dogs, but they want to compare a worthless looking rat dog, no offense to rats. They want to compare that to these big blocky things, to pit bulls. It's mindless. That's how psychotic and stupid these dog nutters are, comparing a chihuahua to pit bulls. And some of these pit nutters and dog nuts will go as far as to comparing cats. I'm going to show you the cats. They want to compare these things, these things, to pit bulls. And again, I'm not saying cats have never attacked. I've seen videos of cats attacking. But it's very rare, and you're less likely to be savaged, less likely to die. You're less likely to be disfigured. You're less likely to lose a limb from a cat attack. And cats usually attack or whatever. Usually they just slap you, maybe give you a little bite, and they run away or they stop doing whatever they're doing. But when these dogs attack, they want to kill you. Sometimes they'll give you one little bite, but even that bite can infect you and you can lose a limb. You can lose your life. But these pit nuts want to compare cats to these bully breeds. It makes no sense whatsoever. And in the first 10 days of National Pitbull Awareness Month, they already had 3 dead, 2 critical. And so far here, I'm going to refresh it to see if it updated. Bear with me. So it was created in 2016, you know. So already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 as we know of, and I'm pretty sure there's more. It's just as I'm speaking. There has been more attacks that have occurred that have not been reported yet. And these are fatalities, yo. These are the only fatalities. Imagine the other attacks, just maulings, just, you know, bites, you know, losing limbs from these dogs. Yeah, and they're always off. These dog nuts are always off to a horrible start on this month. Always off to a horrible start. Go over some stories of pitbull attacks on this National Pitbull Awareness Month, and let's see if we're actually going to be aware of something.
Thank you for watching News 4 at noon. Hope you're having a good Monday afternoon. I'm David Chancellor.
And I'm Diana Rocco. New at noon, a 1-year-old boy was rushed to the hospital after deputies say he was bit by a dog. This happened on Spruce Ridge Drive in Converse. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says the boy has injuries to his head and face. We're told the dog has been contained. Investigators are on the scene now trying to determine what led to the incident.
Do you see that? Oh my God. I'm not going to talk about this, but did you just see that? The guy was feeding the worthless one. After this thing attacks a boy, he goes and feeds it.
Has been contained. Investigators are on the scene now trying to determine what led.
He's feeding it. You don't see this type of behaviors for bears or for coyotes. After an attack, they find the thing and they shoot it. Then in there, they just kill it. But this thing, you know that these things actually attack. You have the evidence of an attack, but they're gonna be all gentle with this thing. They're gonna feed it, put it in a nice crate, 10 days of whatever, investigate, and then probably send this thing back out into the public. It's crazy. Oh, and this is the same story. He did die. Yeah, he did die. As we see on here, 1-year-old. So much for being aware. I mean, having this month isn't. I wouldn't say it's not a bad thing. It just depends on the context. But the context of this month is really to push pit bulls onto people, is to tell people that pit bulls are not dangerous. It's to tell people it's the owner's fault. That's what it's about. It's not about the victims that have been killed. It's not about the complaints, the constant complaints. It's not about people calling animal control about roaming pit bulls and them not doing anything until attack happens. It's not about that. It's about protecting and pushing and making sure that people know that, or I don't want to say no, but people are conditioned to feel that pit bulls are great family dogs. That's what it's really about. It's not about the victims. These pit bull advocates, they don't care about the human victims. They only care about the dog. And these dog nuts in general, they only care about the dog. It's not about the person who gets attacked. They don't care about that. They may act like it, but they really don't care for that. It's just to put on a scene so they don't look as bad. Some dog nuts and pit nuts are more bold with it. They'll let you know out in the open that they really only care about the dog. That's all they care about. But again, another 1-year-old gone. In this so-called Pitbull Awareness Month. We head over to North Queensland, where police saved a woman's life after arm severed in dog attack in North Queensland. So this dog ripped off her arm, pretty much. I'm not sure if this was her dog or not. But if it was her dog and she got attacked, and just like I said, some of these dog nuts, they get these dogs for safety. Then they bring these dogs in the home because they want to feel safe from what's outside. And then when they get attacked by these dogs, they want to run outside from, what they were, trying to keep safe from. Then they want to scream and call for help. What's the point of that? You might as well get mauled. Just shut your mouth and get mauled and just die. Because you put this onto yourself. I'm not sure if this was her dogs or not, but if it was, and for those owners who do get attacked, when you get attacked, keep the volume down. Don't scream. Just die and just go away. That's it. We'll have to deal with the dog, at another time. But while you're getting mauled, please keep the volume down. And I mean that. I mean, you think these people, these pit nutters, care when, children like this are mauled by dogs? Do you think, they care? Do you think they're going to show any sympathy? No, they only care about the dogs. They only care about the dogs. And I only care about the innocent victims. And I only care that these dogs are erased. I only care that these owners, since they want to love these dogs so much, I only care if they get mauled and done away with. Enough is enough already. They're endangering communities with these dogs. For what? For what? For nothing whatsoever. Then I have to care about them when they're getting mauled by their own dog. Then I have to care about the dog? Hell no. Hell no. But anyways, 4-year-old Declan McDonald was attacked in Coburg. This is in Canada. In the wake of Pitbull Awareness Month. It's pretty useless month. Useless. If and since we're not speaking up against these dogs, obviously I am, some others are, but media-wise, they're not speaking up against them. And a lot of these pit nutters will complain that the media is against pit bulls. That's how dumb these pit nutters are. They don't have the intellect to observe and to comprehend what is going on within the media and these dogs and or pit bulls. There is no media outlet. You cannot find a single media outlet out there, or maybe mainstream outlet or mainstream media, whatever, that is highly against pit bulls. Many of these reporters, you will see them petting on a bully breed. They'll be talking to people that are bully tards or pit bull nutters. They never, to rarely ever, seek out anti-dog or anti-pit bull people to talk on their program. So how can you say the media is anti-pit bull when all it does is promote them? In the movies, they promote them. In the TV shows, in the commercials, in the ads on the streets, in the newspapers. How can you say the media is against pit bulls, even though these things have been killing since 1800s? The media still promotes them as the sweet, loving family dog, when in fact they have been killing since the 1800s, and they never ever seek out to rarely seek out anti-dog or anti-pit bull people to speak against these dogs. Every time they do interview witnesses or whatever during attacks, it's always a pit or dog nutter and they will say the same talking points. Control your dog, train your dog, blame the owner, not the dog's fault. Even if the victim is the owner of a dog and the dog attacks, they will still come on. They will still interview them on their program. And that owner and owners or whatever or family, they will say the dog is sweet, the dog misunderstood something, something triggered the dog. They'll have more sympathy for the dog. But these dog nuts and pit nutters want to say and think that the media is against pit bulls. If the media was against pit bulls, why would there be a National Pit Bull Awareness Month where all it does is promote pit bulls? Like, why would there be such a month like that? Obviously, there's a lot of pit nutters that don't even know about this month. But why have a month? You know, you go to Google and there'll be sites. First thing you see, October's Pit Bull Awareness Month. If the media, Google media, is against pit bulls, why would they be promoting it like this? And knowing Google, when they don't want someone to know something, they are going to censor it. They are going to bury it. There's a lot of things nowadays when you search, you can't find them anymore. Back in the day, you could find them. Now you can't find them. So when Google, YouTube, or whatever, any of these platforms, when they don't want you to know something, they are going to bury it. They're not going to let you know about it. And people want to say the media is against pit bulls. If the media was against pit bulls, they would be shaming pit bulls. They would be shaming dog owners. But they don't do that. Instead, even after these things attack, they praise and they worship the dog. Every time. But these dog nutters, pit bull nuts, bully tards, they're oblivious. They're too stupid, too slow to comprehend and to realize and to accept the fact that the media is pro pit bull, and to accept the fact that this month is very meaningless and useless and just as worthless as a mutt. But I don't want to say it is what it is, but damn, it's a very sad, depressing, stressful. It is what it is. From January 1st to October the 8th, 96 people were killed by pits. That's one too many. One too many. And they ask the question, are you aware? And what's the point? Gore Dog Butcher, another worthless mutts, and please remember, it's okay to hate dogs.